The tactical reality of a siege is rarely a stalemate of static defenses. It is a meticulously calibrated, high-pressure meat grinder designed to erode the cognitive and material structural integrity of the defender until only raw, desperate instinct remains. And in Star's Dark 4, Under Siege, the relentless, claustrophobic, and lethally paced fourth movement of Joshua James's Star's Dark saga, the concept of fortification is deconstructed into a cold, tactical instrument of existential warfare. James, the battle-worn architect of this debris-strewn, logic-depleted, and reality-warping odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and soul-searing masterpiece that treats the act of holding a position not as a noble defense, but as a systematic, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical, laser-blasting heroism. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a sector where the physical laws themselves have a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate crew's search for sanctuary and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient siege-bound entity that views mortal resilience as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you are under siege in the void, you don't just endure the bombardment, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. James hooks the audience immediately by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. The beleaguered crew of the Yellow Jacket, already pushed to their existential limits, find themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined gravity to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the crew's methodical, high-pressure descent into the siege stitching, a state of hyper-rational, disaster-averse perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their ship-aligned engines. As they traverse the oppressive, radiation-soaked wreckage of the orbital blockade and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated nebulae of the sector's borderlands, they realize that their resilience is not merely a service provision, it is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the breakers, entities that hunt those who dare to master the energy that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinate collapse of the sector's most valuable, magically charged warp gates quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire interstellar structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised warp anchoring, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the void's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. James's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of space arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical flight logs, deciphering forbidden, siege-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the sector's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the nebula's secret plasma-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Under Siege an exceptional entry in the modern space thriller canon is James's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven crew whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, siege-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse, and the true scope of the Star's dark danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the void's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and interstellar imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shock.